News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, Miss Pahrump receives her crown, and one arrest is made concerning the Binion property. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A new queen and her court take the helm. It's Monday, June 17th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. The Miss Pahrump pageant was held over the weekend at the Saddle West Hotel and Casino. Taking the crown as Miss Pahrump is Ilea Bolton, First Attendant Taylor Ann Tillery, and Second Attendant Olivia Sharp. All of us here at KPVM TV would like to say congratulations. We'll have more with the Queen and her court on tomorrow night's broadcast. Well, the Binion property and the McKnight's estate are once again showing up in court. The Lake Casino Mogul's property was demolished last weekend on Wilson Road. The plans for the future of the property are unknown at this time. The current owner, Shelley Calderon, was in a Clark County courtroom last week facing charges of elder abuse in relation to Betty McKnight, who was the owner of the land. The will was changed a few years ago from the McKnight's heir, John Cantu, to Ed and Shelley Calderon. Cantu claims that the Calderons took advantage of the elderly female who's in a nursing home suffering from dementia. The Calderons deny these claims.
In this week's court report, the Nevada woman connected to property holdings of the late Ted Binion posts bail early Friday morning. Shelley Diane Calderon appeared in court Friday morning at the Regional Justice Center in Las Vegas. During her very brief Justice Court hearing, Judge Jacinto said that probable cause was found following her arrest, and Calderon's bail was set at $30,000. An issue keeping this case from moving forward is that Calderon's defense attorney, Dominic Gentile, said that there is a primary witness conflict in this case. The prosecution concurred that at least one witness has a conflict of interest because, according to defense, there is civil litigation involving a Mr. John Cantu and another named party who are said to have wanted a presence relating to this case. According to court documents, John Cantu filed a police report with the Las Vegas Metro Police Department against Shelley Calderon, who is trustee of the Oakmont Trust, arising from what he contends is stolen property, notably a rifle. As a result, Shelley Calderon filed a petition for instructions with the court, seeking instructions regarding the aforementioned issues. Later, regarding this, the court finds that John Cantu is liable to the Oakmont Trust for fees, and that John Cantu has trespassed and converted trust property and may again attempt to remove and/or sell additional property belonging to the Oakmont Trust, the Oakmont West LLC, the 1998 Trust, and/or Betty McKnight. And the court finds it in the best interest of said parties that John Cantu and/or any of his agents, associates, employees, and family members be restrained and prohibited from coming within 100 feet of said properties. Notably, Cantu told police he last saw his rifle at the McKnight's residence, who are also heirs to the Binion fortune. Cantu stated that his father figure, Ralph L. McKnight, passed away and that he began trying to make contact with acquaintances of McKnight, Shelley and Edward Calderon, who reportedly would not return contact with Cantu. Then Cantu tried to check the welfare of Betty McKnight and retrieve his items from the home, but the Calderons refused to let him in. As a result, charges were filed against Shelley Calderon, including exploitation of an older vulnerable person, theft, and offering false instrument for public office filing. Due to said case conflicts discussed in court, a formal conflict hearing is now set in Las Vegas Justice Court at 9 a.m. on July 2nd. Calderon's preliminary hearing was also scheduled on the court calendar for September 5th at 9 a.m. At issue is that Calderon now owns the Binion property and other properties here in Pahrump. John Cantu was the original heir to the McKnight's fortune, which also amassed portions of Ted Binion's fortune following the questionable circumstances surrounding that wealthy casino and property owner's death. This has been your court report. I'm Unette Gentry for News 25.
Thanks, Unette. Well, a small child was airlifted to a medical facility after a near drowning in a home swimming pool.
We were dispatched for a report of a drowning involving a 3-year-old on the north end of the valley. Crews arrived to find the patient had been pulled from the pool area and was receiving some immediate care. Crews quickly recognized that the patient needed a higher level of care with trauma. Mercy Air 21 was added to the assignment. We established the LZ on the north end of the runway at Calvada Meadows Airport. The patient was quickly transported to the LZ. Patient care and transfer occurred, and the patient was flown to trauma. Pool safety, it's an ongoing issue within our valley and, of course, Las Vegas Valley, but make sure you account for all the people who are attending pool parties or swimming in your backyards. Make sure that you have the appropriate fences and alarm systems if you can. Make sure that you always have an adult watching, and always practice good pool safety as far as what the kids are wearing. The floaty devices, even with those things, they can still get into trouble. It can be difficult, but someone's got to be assigned to monitor the situation, almost like we do at the community pool where there's always lifeguards. It's the same type of scenario, making sure everybody's accounted for and no one's left outside. And even if there's pets and things like that in the area, make sure that they're not in the area that they can knock a small child into a pool. Response times and getting to the patient and affecting patient care is so critical. Yesterday was a really good example. We were on location with the patient within 3 minutes of dispatch. In addition, the addition of adding Mercy Air to the assignment, as the medic crew was arriving at the helipad, they were there less than a couple minutes. Mercy Air landed and quickly got that patient off to the appropriate medical facility in trauma. And so that coordinated effort is extremely important for patient care. Any such incident is considered life-threatening until proven otherwise, and that's why it's so imperative, again, to have that coordinated effort between all the EMS responders and have no delays in patient care.
Much more news right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, 2 phone companies are at war. That and more in today's business news.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Chip stocks are under pressure. Shares of Broadcom dropped like a rock on Friday. The semiconductor company warned its revenue forecast will come in weaker than expected due to the U.S. trade dispute, along with the Trump administration curbing sales to China's telecom giant Huawei. A pretrial hearing in New York is set for Friday between T-Mobile and Sprint. State attorneys general from 10 states want to stop the mega merger. The FCC has given preliminary approval, and the Justice Department is close to a final decision. Facebook plans to reveal its Libra cryptocurrency on Tuesday. Major companies including Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are each reported to be investing around $10 million to fund the Facebook money.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Well, the trial that many have been waiting almost 3 years for is about to begin. Judge Robert Lane met with attorneys and the suspect this morning to work out some details relating to a fatal collision from September of 2016. The trial for 25-year-old Ashley Wen is set to begin June 24th and is scheduled to last at least 7 days. This morning in Judge Robert Lane's courtroom, Wen and her attorney and attorneys for the state spoke to the judge about several motions, including one to suppress evidence. At issue is a man by the name of Mr. Nunes, who was a material witness for the state. He has since passed away since the accident occurred on September 24th, 2016. It's been 2 years and 9 months, almost to the day, that this fatal accident occurred at the corner of Honeysuckle and Dandelion Street. 33-year-old Christine Weir passed away as a result of the collision. Her fiancé, Brian Schwanier, who was driving the car, sustained critical injury. The couple was to be married in just a few weeks. Police say that Schwanier and Weir were traveling northbound on Dandelion Street, and Ashley Wen was traveling eastbound on Honeysuckle and ran the stop sign. That's when the collision occurred in the intersection. Schwanier reported that Christine wanted to look at the Fall Festival floats that morning before she went to work at Walmart. The accident occurred around 4 a.m. Ashley Wen was taken into custody for DUI involving death, DUI resulting in serious bodily injury, and failing to stop at a stop sign. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to the location around 4 a.m. for a vehicle accident. Upon arriving, they discovered that there was 2 vehicles involved. Mercier landed on scene to transport Brian Schwanier to a trauma center in Las Vegas. Christine Weir was pronounced deceased on scene. Nevada Highway Patrol's major accident investigation team responded to assist the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. This morning, Wynn's attorney asked that they suppress the testimony from Mr. Nunes, who was the first on scene. Him and his wife were awoken by the accident collision. His wife called 911 and he went to check on the accident victims. The judge ruled for the state in this matter and will allow the testimony from the preliminary hearing to be read in court. At issue is several key points. Was Ashley Wen read her Miranda rights, and did she understand them at the time that they were read when she spoke to the investigator on scene when she spoke about her allegedly drinking whiskey earlier in the evening? Also, can they use the DMV hearing in which Ashley Wen attended to have her driver's license reinstated, where she also allegedly admitted to drinking that night? Her previous attorney spoke about if Ashley Wen understood that she was in custody at the time of the accident, or was she free to leave. Judge Lane took an audio interview copy of Deputy Harry Means' conversation with Ashley Wen at the time of the accident. The judge says that he is going to listen to the tape and review some of the 911 audio and dispatch logs and make his decision in just a couple of days. Until that time, Ashley Wen is still free on bail. She is facing a term of 2 to 20 years if convicted. Well, the Nevada Department of Transportation is warning motorists of Highway 160 blasting, which will resume tomorrow, Tuesday, June 18th at 11:45 in the morning through Mountain Springs in Clark County. Travelers can expect up to a 2-hour travel delay. News 25 will return after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, police say that they found a large amount of personal identification and credit cards during a search of a car. The report states that the suspect told police that he was going to write each victim personally to inform them that he had found their property.
Patrol members be advised.
Jelani Jenkins has been arrested by Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office declaration of arrest, Jenkins is facing 8 counts of possession of a debit or credit card without the owner's consent and 8 counts of possession of a person's identification to commit forgery or fraud. On June 4th, deputies were dispatched to Blackhorn Street in reference to a report of a person who was allegedly trespassing. Dispatch advised that the owner or builder of the home had arrived there to check on the property because of a recent theft. Upon arrival, the person found a white Lexus vehicle parked in the garage with an unknown male inside. Nye County says that the man had left in the Lexus and that the reporting party was following, giving updated locations to dispatch. Other officers arrived in the area of Kellogg Road and Sandy, where they made contact with the driver, who police said he stated that he was in fear from people from California and that's why he left the home, and his friend he just met left him at that house. Jenkins reportedly told police that his vehicle was stolen in California and that he had information inside that showed that he was a victim. During a consent search of the vehicle, police say that they located 8 credit cards and 8 driver's licenses and 1 identification card belonging to different different persons next to Jelani Jenkins' driver's license from California. According to the report, Jenkins told police that he had found these items inside the car when he retrieved it after it was stolen. He said that he intended upon mailing letters to each individual person and letting them know that gangs in Los Angeles were using their information for fraud and identity theft. Jelani Jenkins was then arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Deputies continued a search of the vehicle, and they say they recovered approximately 40 more credit cards and identifications in a black bag located inside the vehicle. The owner of the property also told police that he did not know Mr. Jenkins, nor did he give permission to be on the property at any time. 39-year-old Jelani Jenkins from Long Beach was arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. And News 25 spoke to the family of a fire victim this morning who says his uncle's home was being ransacked by vagrants before it caught fire Friday afternoon. Fire Chief Scott Lewis says that the fire is suspect in nature.
Later on Friday, around the dinner hour, we were dispatched for a report of a structure fire. Crews arrived to find two mobile trailers that were well involved in fire. In fact, they were burned down to the platforms. There was no one around the scene. Crews quickly controlled it. There was no extension to the nearby ground cover. The fire is suspect in nature and under investigation. It appears that they're just sitting on the desert floor there. They were idle. Unknown if they were related to a homeless scenario, but it is under investigation.
Well, let's go to Darby, who has a beautiful kitty with her today named Hazel.
Hi, I'm Darby. We're here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and we are joined today with Hazel. We're in the cat room, so Hazel is a little over a year old. She is sweet. She is a long-haired gray domestic. She has a cute little personality. They say she likes to snuggle underneath her blankets. Hazel actually has a weird story. So she was actually born in the shelter. She was adopted out, and then she was brought back. So she's looking for her forever home still. She has such a sweet personality. Come to the cat room, check out all of the personalities, the different types of cats, the different types of temperaments. Trust me, you're guaranteed to fall in love with at least one of them. So they're on Siri Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can look them up on Facebook at Desert Haven Animal Society or go online at deserthavenas.org. Bye, Hazel.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside on that Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Look at that, those clouds. We're going to find out more with your weather with Michael Donahue after this break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real. And by a Pahrump Rental and Do It Best Hardware. Your friendly small town hardware store. Shop small, shop local.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's temperatures. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 98 degrees and a low of 76. Death Valley up in those hundreds with a high of 112 and a low of 85. In Margosa, a high of 100 degrees and a low of 70. 96, 67 in Beatty. 85, 56 in Goldfield. Both Tonopah and Carson City with a low of 55 degrees. Tonopah at 82 and Carson City with a high of 88. Similar thing with Fallon and Fernley, both with lows of 57 degrees. It'll be 90 in Fernley and 91 in Fallon. Now today in Pahrump, we have mostly sunny skies, a high of 95 degrees. Winds coming out of the south at 6 miles per hour. Humidity at 17% and our sunrise at 5:25 this morning. Now for tonight, partly cloudy skies outside. It's currently 93 degrees, a low of 73 degrees tonight. Winds coming out of the east at 6 miles per hour, humidity at 25%, and our sunset at 8:03 tonight. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we're going to see some mostly sunny skies on Tuesday, but then it's going to be nothing but sun from Wednesday all through next Monday. Now, temperature-wise, our only day that's going to be above 100 degrees is expected to be Wednesday with a high of 101. But for the rest of our week, we're expected to just be hanging out in those 90s. On Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be at 98 and 99. Then from Friday through Monday, we're going to drop down, just be in those low 90s, around 91 to 94 degrees. Our overnights are also looking like they're cooling off just a little bit. Tuesday and Wednesday, both with a low of 74 degrees. And then from Thursday to Monday, we're going to be hanging out in about those mid-60s, just around 66 to 68 degrees. So now, if you can't make it home in time to catch the news live on TV, make sure to check out our Facebook page. You can catch the news live every night at 5, even if you're on the go. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks, Michael. Well, I'm Deanna O'Donnell. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.